For the intro, at least.
All right. Well, welcome to the podcast,
Neil
folks.
Young, hey, my.
Good. Trevor's
I just started learning like
Trevor's learning
40 minutes ago.
He'll get it better.
So.
Don't you worry.
Can I request some Garth Brooks for the next one?
Yes. Which one by Garth Brooks?
Oh, Friends in Low Places. Of course.
I know that's
Come on. Even I have to admit that's a decent song.
Pretty good one.
That's not bad.
That's one at the bar. Everyone's like, okay.
All right.
All right. Well, welcome to the podcast, folks. Two lonely boys in a canoe. I'm Chris Evans. That's Trevor Ahlstrom on the guitar.
Yeah, Chris now known as the gorgeous George on the gouges. The special guest, Jeff Feeler, with a badass fedora.
Jeff's in here rocking some nice red shoes and some nice red hat. Makes me think he's all blooded out, man.
Yeah, color coordinate.
He also has the.
He hasn't met Crip Mac yet.
He hasn't 55th, but he's also got the this. He's also like road safe, so in case he's walking along the roadside, he can be visible.
You got to have a highlighter vest out here.
Yeah, highlighter
folks.
vest.
It's too rainy and it's too dark not to see people. And,
Dude, this is my concert jacket.
There you go.
Yes, I remember I've gone to concerts.
To describe this jacket, it's like a highlighter. What would you call it? Like it's a windbreaker type jacket.
It's like a windbreaker that had sex with a bunch of highlighters in a weird sex orgy, and then that's what happened.
Yeah.
So that's what gets Trevor off, folks. Weird sex orgies with highlighters. His favorite's the pink one.
Ooh, it's the real highlight, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, beat me to the joke.
So funny.
That was the orgy. It was the highlight of my day.
Definitely brighten things up, if you know what I mean.
Ew.
So talk about you, Jeff.
Talk about you, Jeff.
Talk about the dog. You got a new dog.
He stole it.
No, we got a dog yesterday.
Beautiful dog.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really fast. I didn't want to look at a dog because I knew if we went and looked at a dog, I would get a dog. And then the first place we went just happened to have exactly what I wanted, which was a not incredibly large pit mix.
Uh-huh.
She's like 45-ish pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. And she's 2 years old, which is kind of nice because you get to skip the whole puppy phase.
Exactly.
She's not shitting in the house.
The small puppy phase is cute for about 2 to 3 days.
And then it's
just, accidents and barking constantly.
Does she have a spot outside where she goes to do her bathroom?
No, she's just kind of shitting all over the place.
Yeah, and she's figuring it out.
Yes. Could be where that's fine though.
Again,
it's
new territory and stuff. And how long have you had the dog?
24 hours.
Okay, that's what I mean.
The dog is still getting used to it.
It's taking time. Yeah. It'll take a little bit.
Dude, she's so well behaved already. Like it's insane. It's kind of like.
Well, somebody gave her some love. That's a good thing.
Boo. Yeah.
Boo.
That's her name is Boo.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was the name at the pet adoption place.
Oh, she is a pretty dog.
Yeah, you showed me. Trevor's been showing me his phone every 2 seconds. Like, look at the picture.
Dog.
Look at the picture. Look at the picture. And I'm like, I saw the fucking dog. I'm
sorry.
I get enough of this from my YouTube feed, Trevor. Stop.
For real, they're always trying to show the cute dogs.
And I love it.
And it's hot girls with cute dogs.
Yes,
it's like, look at this hot girl in spandex running around with this hot dog. And you're like, what is going on here?
I need this hot chick to show up to my place. The dog can hang outside, and we'll see what happens.
Well, they're really good at finding out what I like, but sometimes they're not good at knowing which ones to keep separate.
Yeah, I keep having LDS and Jehovah Witness keep trying to bug me about Jesus too. So I don't know why.
Every once in a while, I'll give them the time of day. I'll give them
No,
like
I'm
5
saying
minutes.
I'm saying on the phone.
Oh well, yeah.
All
no,
these
I don't
ads.
give them any time on the
And
phone.
it's funny
There's
because
no time to get
it's
on the
usually
phone.
when I'm listening to black metal and like specifically satanic metal. That's when there's that like. Have you thought about Jesus? So always when I'm listening to that, I'm like, why? I'm obviously not listening to the music to get in the mood about Jesus.
Well, I always love how they come up to you like
Yes.
they come up to you on the street. You know, you'll be leaving a store or something, or you'll be walking home and you'll be like real close to the house or something, and then all of a sudden they'll just turn the corner in like nice shirts and ties, and you're like, I wonder what these guys are about. And they're like, hey, can we talk to you for a second?
Extra straight laced.
And it always depends on the mood I'm in. Most of the time, I'm like, nah, I'm good. But every once in a while, I'll be in a real good mood, and I'll be like, all right, let's see if you can change my mind. You got 5 minutes. Let's go.
When you got this tag.
Yeah, you when I'm a little bit more stoned.
I like to hear the pitch. It's funny because they all go about the same shit. They're like, all right, have you heard of Jehovah? And I'm like, yeah, he's a dude, right? And he's like, once upon a time. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
Do they really leave Once Upon a Time?
Well, I always hear that, you know?
He thinks of Star Wars, the intro. The galaxy far, far away, long, long time ago.
In a Jehovah nearby.
Yes. and then there's just a scene of Satan getting cast out of
And
hell.
then they get to the portion.
There.
Then they get to the portion about no holidays, no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, and I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Oh yeah,
I'm out, man.
Yeah. Well,
I like turkey every once in a while.
They don't even have windows.
It's a strange religion.
Fucking weird.
That one and
Their
Scientology.
churches have no windows.
Those two.
For religious reasons?
It's like a vanity thing.
don't
Looking
know.
out and appreciating stuff or something. That's why they don't have mirrors in like Amish homes. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to see if you have like a
booger.
booger or cut on your face you got to take care of. Or like,
No. The devil's in the mirrors, Trevor. Stop looking in the mirrors. No, I think there's a whole thing about, you know, keeping. Well, I think there's a whole thing about keeping people like focused on what you're saying too. You know, if you're daydreaming outside the window and stuff, you're not listening to my mantra.
Dreamweaver, yeah.
I did. Well, Trevor asked me if I was tripping. No, it reminded me. Sona called my bluff last night, and we have this stuff that we call sparkle spray, which is just a
Sparkle
little
spray. Ooh.
It's like a little mixture.
Is it like glitter spray or something?
No,
Sometimes
it's
you get
drugs.
sprayed.
It's
As soon as you go into a strip club, you just get sprayed with it.
Supposedly, it's like a little bit of acid, so it makes you feel good. I know that.
I don't know what's in it, but it makes you feel good.
But she called my bluff because I took a few spritzes and I was pretty high, and I was like, I think I'm done for night. Unless you want to spritz my butthole, so I absorb it faster. And she called my bluff.
Oh man, she's like, drop your trout.
Oh no.
Well, it's the base is alcohol, so.
Yeah.
I did feel it a little bit of a tingly butthole.
Are you getting ready for the butt chug? Because we got butt chugs right over here across the street at the party house, the college party house.
You might become a Supreme Court justice. Kavanaugh. Yeah.
I do love it when
dude. And,
I don't know if I.
Supposedly he partied back in the 80s.
That does make me like him more. Why not? Like, come on. Why can't we have...
I didn't butt chug, but I've definitely done the beer stands.
For a couple of things, you know. Taking drugs, it's probably not one of them. But your butt is meant for some stuff, you know?
Yes.
Butt chugs.
I don't know, Trevor. You want to stick a bottle up your ass?
No, I'm good. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm good on that.
There's a lot of weird ways to get fucked up. Like they have the
cake
alcohol
stands
vaporizer and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are pretty nuts. They're like inhalers, and you put fucking hard liquor in them.
Oh fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't heard of those.
Fuck you up.
I bet.
well, Louis C.K. had a bit about the time he was given a opioid suppository.
So rough.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like too much fun and not enough toilet paper. I'm sorry.
I used to take suppositories from this place that did RSO. Yeah, that was pretty good actually because I have back issues from fucking football and wrestling and stuff, and the RSO really helped my back relax.
Yeah.
And it was like one every 3 days or some shit, but it was pretty good.
Was it just a pill?
It was like a syringe, and you kind of just put it up the tip of your asshole. You don't have to like shove it in. But then you push the plunger, and it'll put it in your cavity of your butt, and then it'll slowly absorb.
Actually, I took some RSO today. I did not take it in my butt, though.
There's different ways to take it, but if you take it through the anal cavity, it absorbs
really fast. It bypasses all the filters and everything.
I fucking took one time and I passed out for 13 hours, man, and I woke up and I felt like a new person. I was like, whoa.
Dude, that does sound great, but I still don't think I'm probably going to put it in my butt.
Again,
but we do, because
it's one of those things that, you try, but there's other ways to get your RSO in.
Yeah, we buy gel capsules.
What
and put
in
it
the butt?
there.
Remember that skit? What in the butt?
Though now that I think about it, I probably will eventually put one of those things in my butt.
I'm telling you, man. If you can get it in the
not that big.
Form, if you can get it in the syringe form and the fucking the like plunger, because it's like an active tar at that point. It's not in a capsule or anything. It's pretty easy. You just kind of warm it up under some hot water. But yeah, I was working for a farm that did that specifically. They grew a little bit of weed, but their main focus was making RSO. And it was pretty interesting to watch because they made a ton of it for cancer patients and a ton of it for people with seizures. And every once in a while, every once in a while you'd hear like somebody come by and be like, "Yo, thank you so much. You fucking helped change my life." And these people would be, talking about how they haven't had, 100 seizures a day in months, because they've been taking the RSO and staying on their doctor's stuff. But it really does change lives, and that's why I was so interested in it when I got out here. Because when I first came out here was when the CBD thing was really big, when like Charlotte's Web and the cannabis oil that was coming from it was really big. So RSO is an interesting introduction to cannabis for sure.
The Syntax is one. There's a guy on the bus. He keeps giving me really good CBD that he grows. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been smoking some CBDs the last few days, and it's definitely helped like my back and knees from years of just hard work, and it helps.
Yeah. Who knew we'd talk about things that's fun to put in our butts?
Well, I have not put anything in my butt. I already named the episode.
You've
what in the butt?
What
in the butt is the episode name,
Explorer,
we both
Trevor's not an explorer.
No, I've been asked by chicks and like, no.
We both just shared a story.
What is for his first wife only.
I've put my dick in the butt of females.
Well, we both just shared a story of having fun putting something in our butt. You've never put anything in your butt.
I have not.
Never put a finger in your butt.
No.
I don't believe that.
You guys aren't going to be the ones to do it either.
You've never lived.
I'm good on that.
I tried a finger in the butt.
I like to party, but no, things stay out of there.
You got to explore, Trevor. You got to be willing to explore a little bit.
Well, you're gonna
find out if you like it or don't.
You're gonna have Jean-Luc Picard show up.
That's a problem.
I'm just waiting for Jean-Luc Picard to just show up in his red outfit and give me the speech about exploring. And be like, no, Patrick Stewart,
I think deep down, Trevor's just worried he's gonna like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, folks, news. We got the news, folks. We're talking here, local news. We're talking about Firmageddon. Fuck both you guys. So, local news in Oregon, they've been doing quick single engine or small plane surveys from the Forest Service where they're flying over large swaths of forest land in a grid pattern.
What the hell's a swath?
A swath is like a large area of something.
Why did you say acres?
Acres. So 1.1 million acres have been flown over and done a quick survey.
There you go. That sounds more realistic.
and they've determined that a lot of these trees are dying, and specifically firs like red and white cedar and
those beetles.
I'm sorry, the firs.
Beetles.
The red firs, white firs, and the Shasta firs, and the beetles have also been a thing, but. All those things happen usually, like when I was studying forestry, big issues because of drought.
Yep.
And the more drought you have, the weaker the trees get, so then you have more beetles and everything else.
You can't put the rain where you need it all the time.
Yeah.
You get the rain where you get it.
And also you have issues where when you have that, you have increased fires, and then fires will burn a lot of nutrients out of the soil, and then it makes the soil hydrophobic. So it's harder for the soil to absorb rains, and then you have more fires, and it keeps on going.
Keeps on coming.
So it's been breaking records for most firs. They're like, oh, it should be about 500,000. I think I saw that and they went, oh fuck. So they're trying to figure out what to do. And being a guy that studied fires, apple fires, it makes me curious what's gonna. I mean, if this keeps up, eventually the Northwest will become like the desert if it just keeps going like it is.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, and obviously it's a lot drier. Obviously on the east side of the Cascades, because that's in the rain shadow side of things.
So you're saying we're running out of trees?
We're running out of fir trees.
Are there other trees that could grow?
Yes, there are. There are more drought-resistant trees.
And tell me how it changed your life.
Ooh.
I just busted out, folks, the Trump card, literally, on the peach ring and Swedish fish argument.
This war is not over.
The other day, I found
not over.
Tahini-flavored peach rings, and they slap. So Trevor's got nothing to say.
The war isn't over yet. Anyway, back to trees.
Trevor's talking about Swedish fish. He sucks.
No.
Oh, peach rings are way better.
Dude,
No.
100%. See, I got another person on my side.
Cheater. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. So yes, they could do more drought resistant, but fir is something that the ecosystem and a lot of the other plants, the animals have adapted to. So if you change all these other drought resistants, like all of a sudden you just decide to put a bunch of, put like ponderosa pine, or you even just replace it with with brush that burns real quick, or drought resistant manzanita, it's going to change the whole ecosystem.
Man has been changing his environment forever, man.
Yeah, and it was changing before then. It's just
look, I'm not.
It's a big deal, I guess. Firmageddon, that's what the experts call it. I thought it was interesting.
It's just a tree species, man.
Yeah.
That tree species will move along, and we'll replace it with something else.
Well,
we usually find better species as time goes on.
I'm also
fir is a pretty good native species,
and maybe this is a case where this is the one I should be paying attention to. But I am just so tired of experts telling me I need to be scared of the weather, I need to be scared of COVID, I need to be scared of crime,
because
I need to be scared of the trees running out, I need to be scared of the oceans going empty, I need to be I'm just I
You're inundated by things to be scared of.
Is there anything I can honestly do about it? No. But is there something to be aware of?
For sure.
I'm not saying to be scared of it. I'm being aware of it.
The war in Ukraine. Yeah. But can you do anything about it?
No.
So is it something you should be completely worried about?
No. I just thought it would make a good news topic.
No, it is a good news topic.
Well, I know. I was just saying. I'm hurt, and I certainly hope
because I think I get what he's going.
Because eventually might be one where it's like, holy shit, I need to drop what I'm doing and really.
North Korea got pissed off and they fucking nuked something. That's something to be worried about.
Besides the ocean, yeah.
Yeah. That's their whole thing right now is they keep testing nuclear weapons to see range. They're trying to figure out how far they can hit.
And I certainly am pro fir trees, and I applaud any young men out there trying to help them. But unfortunately, that is not my cause.
I'm telling you right now, man, the whole issue with the way that they've set up forests these days is they've taken out native species, and they've kind of tried to bring up the numbers of the native species, but the issue is that they're not winning that war. They need to find more species of trees that are more resilient, and more hybrid. But the problem in that is if you have a more hybrid species, you're going to get... It's like corn. You keep overproducing it until there's a problem.
And you have issues like when they introduced eucalyptus here because they thought it would be good. It turned out to be terrible.
Yeah. Isn't that overtaking a bunch of shit?
Yeah. All over the western coast, that was an issue where all of a sudden it releases a lot of tannic acid in the soil, which keeps other plants from growing. So all of a sudden, all these plants can't grow.
Yeah.
Also,
it's one of the worst trees, but fucking koalas love it.
Yeah. I had one in my backyard growing up, and one time it was
a koala.
No, a koala. Yes. No, we had a eucalyptus fucking tree.
He had a kangaroo and a koala.
Yeah, as many Australians in Sacramento. But yeah, I remember we had this rainstorm, and this tree was at least 50, 60 feet tall, and this rainstorm happened, and a huge part of it just collapsed and went through half the fucking house.
Yeah.
And then it rained right after, so we had to be in a motel for a while. But yeah, it's one of those things is we can do that, but we never know what's going to happen.
Trees falling on houses? Man, me either.
The hell?
By the way,
me either, Trevor. I agree. I don't like trees on homes.
But eucalyptuses are fun to burn because of all the tang acid. It sounds like a witch being tortured. You ever throw eucalyptus in a fire? Yes. You throw a bunch of it in,
kind of like
scream.
pine.
It will, but it really screams and it's because it has
throwing
BTUs.
wet wood on a fire or something
it's
like
really
that.
flammable. So
Yeah.
I had a tree fall on my house one time. We were in a hurricane.
Hell
yeah, we were in a hurricane.
get in the trees falling on houses club.
Well,
yeah?
this was nuts. So we had a few trees. We had one in the front yard that was on the front right side of the yard, and it was a pine tree that had V'd. It had fucking at a point just had two tops.
Yeah.
But the thing was like 50 feet tall. It was really tall on both sides. So that tree split. One side fell into the road. The other side fell into the yard, in the front yard.
Right
so
under your house?
That one missed. That one was really close. Our neighbor's tree that was overhanging on my bedroom, it got cracked. And like 80% of it split at the base, and it fucking fell over onto our house. But it was such a close distance that when it fell, it just went like this. And it kind of leaned up against the wall of the house. But I remember hearing it because we heard this loud thud. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then when we eventually got outside after the hurricane, we were like, that tree fell right on the room. But it was just lucky that it kind of fell with not a lot of force.
Well, this tree went through the wall. So.
Well, no, it's nuts, man. Fucking trees falling in houses and crushing people, it's pretty common, man. It's more common than trains and planes coming to get you.
Trains are still going to get me. Trains are still going to get me.
Trevor thinks that a plane or a boat's coming for him over.
No, boat's coming for you.
Yeah,
boat's coming for you.
Boat's going to come
like
for
a
me.
slow,
A very slow-moving craft.
It's like you've been away from
like
the swamps.
An airboat could take me
And then this guy's be like, boy, from the swamps too long, boy, and then just...
Tragic airboat accident. That's my death.
Airboat, train,
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster truck. Dump truck on fire hits you. I like it.
It's Twisted Metal. He's just one of the dudes crossing the road in Twisted Metal.
Some hot shit right there.
Dude, that was such a crazy game.
Thrash
man. Remember that?
Oh, I was obsessed
Twisted
with that
Metal
game.
was amazing. You remember Sweet Tooth, the fucking crazy clown?
The psychopath.
Yeah.
Metal Black.
Axel, he was a dude with just two fucking giant tires fucking strapped to his arms.
Hell yeah.
That was nuts.
I like the guy on the motorcycle, but
yeah, Grimm. I mean, Mr. Grimm.
Yeah.
And then they had Thumper. He was in a pink fucking Oldsmobile or a Cutlass or something, and he had he had speaker powers. He was the urban influence in Twisted Metal.
Was he of a certain ethnicity?
They never really show him too much. Like the only person you kind of know who's the color of is like the clown. Axel's a black dude.
Nice.
A couple of them, and the cop. I remember the cop Outlaw.
Dude, video game. Yeah, I haven't played video games in a long time.
I would definitely play a new Twisted Metal if they came out with another cool version of Twisted Metal. That'd be interesting.
It's the most ridiculous concept.
Yeah.
We're having straps with machine guns.
There's this dude named Calypso with crazy powers, and he can grant you a wish, but you have to win his death race. You're like, what the fuck? All right. Well, I've been trying to murder my family for 13 years, so this sounds like the perfect opportunity. You know?
Yeah, it's like, this game's so realistic. It's like, if I want realism, I'll just live my life, bro.
That's why I love like Crash Bandicoot and like fucking Jak and Daxter and stuff. Because it was such a cool fantasy.
Tripping out. Nice colors, too.
Yeah, definitely.
For when you're on the shrooms.
Did you play any video games growing up, Trevor?
I mean, I wasn't allowed to have any at the house.
Whoa.
Because my mom was a character.
We brought you.
But I definitely had friends that had slightly less crazy parents, so I would go play with them. Like I remember when the 90s, like Tekken, or I remember when Sonic the Hedgehog was still pretty new, or or Donkey Kong was fun, or Mario Kart was fun. Yeah, I really liked playing Tekken because I was just good at hitting buttons really fast. Tekken was one of my things.
Has
or
anybody
Mortal Kombat
seen the trailer for the Mario Brothers movie?
No.
There's a brand new Mario Brothers movie that's coming out. And it's like the Super Mario Brothers.
Oh wait, one of the guys from fucking Always Sunny's in it.
Probably.
Yeah, Charlie.
Dude, I'm telling
The
you,
guy who plays Charlie is going to be one of
it
the.
looks great.
Yeah.
There's like little Toad. You got Princess. You got Mario, Luigi, Bowser. And Bowser's like supposed to be coming for Mushroom.
I wonder who's going to play Bowser.
I am definitely taking mushrooms and going to see that.
That sounds.
I was gonna smoke a ton of weed and just be like, yeah.
I would love to see that. That would be fun.
Yeah, we should go check out Mario Brothers. That'd be a fun movie.
That would
When
be
does
fun.
that come out? I have no idea.
Next year sometime.
Okay, that gives me time. I'm actually in the process, and it's
That new Avatar movie looks weird too. I want to see that.
it's
That's
worst
definitely
name
good
ever.
water.
The Way of Water.
How does the Way of Water go?
I'm
Does
taking
it
a leak
flow
over here,
south
bro.
or
It's the
north?
Way of
I
Water.
don't know.
Does
I bet it flows south, down the hill.
I'm guessing, is Bruce Lee going to talk about how we need to be like water, or what's going to happen?
So I'm betting that there's going to be other creatures that are in the water that they have to control with their antenna thing, and they're going to be like, well, now I got a dolphin, and now I got a shark, and now I got
And
this,
did you know
this
when
shrimp
my thing
mantis,
tethers to them,
mantis
it's
shrimp.
basically the same as fucking these animals?
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's changing fluid.
Yeah,
it feels
we're
good.
changing bodily functions right now, brah. It's like this whole planet's connected with this thing right here.
There's apparently whale semen all over the ocean because whales just drop a lot of loads apparently, and there's just whale semen all over in the ocean.
I believe it.
Nice.
That's why
I
the
believe
water's
it.
so salty.
Have you seen a whale?
What they didn't teach you in fifth grade science?
The water's
why
salty
the,
because
why
of
the
whale
ocean
semen.
Why is
salty?
the water so salty in the
Because-
ocean? Well,
The whales,
whales just can't.
can't
You can
stop
blame,
coming.
You can blame Moby.
Oh, he's been using the dick a lot, if you know what I mean.
Like Moby.
That Free Willy guy, even though he's a porpoise, close enough, he's been getting his willy out.
Me and
a
Trevor
bit.
have this constant argument.
And you're always wrong about it.
Yeah, but I don't care because I'm not wrong because it's in the name. Killer whales. They're a whale.
Greenland is not green, but has green in it. That's a terrible
It's
argument.
got some ice.
Terrible argument.
It's got some green. The killer
Next
whale's
subject.
called the killer whale. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so
If
next
they want
subject.
to call it the killer porpoise, they should change the fucking name.
I agree. They should change the name.
Trevor's like, change the name.
Change the name, folks.
Everybody already knows
Everyone-
that's a killer
well,
whale.
that's
Everyone change killer name to killer porpoise. It's
No.
being ridiculous.
No, because
That's
then
how
Free
you
Willy would
fix
be a weird
things in
movie.
how you
today's
fix things.
societies. You
Yeah,
change the name.
it. Alter it.
They even did it with UFOs. They're like, UFOs are a problem. Now they're UAPs, then they're not a problem.
It's so funny because they were like, yeah, there's no
Little term of
UFOs,
aliens.
there's no such thing. And then it's like, we've got footage. And they're like,
Yeah, those aren't
yeah,
UFOs. They're UAPs,
well,
bro.
that footage is fake. And they're like, no, it's not. It was actually done by you. And they're like, yeah, fuck, it was.
Yeah, they released all those documents recently of like.
Well, they released what they
decades.
wanted to release,
Yeah.
but it's more or less like they have a bunch of ships flying in the air that are faster than them and can move like zigzag side to side and shit.
What's crazy is when you hear. I've heard.
What the fuck? The best part is the pilots. You
That's
ever
what
hear
I'm
the
saying.
pilots? They're like, what
Even
the
if-
fuck is that?
Yeah, World War II. There's a bunch of
The
stories
Foo Fighters.
about
That's where
that.
they got their names.
Oh.
You know, that's where the Foo Fighters got their name. Is back in like the olden days, like you said, even back in World War II, they were seeing weird things in the sky.
Yeah.
They called them Foo Fighters.
Okay, so something they didn't know what it was. A
Yeah.
Foo Fighter. Maybe World War
We're
One they
learning
didn't
stuff,
quite know,
man.
but
We're
yeah,
learning. Educational, folks.
I'm sure World War One they saw.
That's
some
what you
weird
can
shit
put
too.
under this podcast. Also educational.
Yeah. So next, speaking of education, National Park Service has put out yet another warning for humans to please stop licking the toads, specifically the Sonoran Desert toad, which excretes a poison known as DMT.
I've got a toad you
so
can
these
lick.
are the DMT toads.
It's right over here.
So apparently that's been an
Behind
issue
this
where
bush.
a lot of tourists have been going to the parks throughout the American Southwest and licking these toads. People react to them
completely
differently.
Blame them.
People want to get high. The problem
People
is if
You got to
you're not
see it
giving
from
them-
the people that are running
Well,
the
they're
park.
not
You have
giving
all
them
these.
a safe way to fucking trip balls in the forest, so people are bringing their own shit and they're having bad times. So
Or they're just finding a
licking
frog that
toads.
they know is the Sonoran toad and lick it. Check out that picture.
You should get a small bag of psychedelics every time.
This
you
reminds me
enter
of
a national
the hypnotic
forest.
toad from
That
Futurama.
thing's cool.
It's the Hypno Toad. This is the Hypno Toad.
Now back
Well-
to America's favorite show, Hypno
Hypno
Toad.
Toad.
Wow.
I love that shit.
I would watch it.
Yeah, Hypno Toad's funny.
Shout out Futurama.
So yeah, this
Love
is
that shit.
No.
So I thought it was funny about how they have to tell people to stop licking the toads.
Yeah. Well, the problem is people figured out that you can get high from licking toads. So
And it's been done.
You're gonna grab whatever's hopping around and give it a lick.
In the native tribes that were doing it for thousands of years, but the white man and everyone else discovered it recently.
So if everybody wants to trip balls and they want to do it safe and effectively, they should get a small bag of psychedelics every time they enter a national forest. The fucking park rangers should be supplying good psilocybin.
Yeah, bro.
I agree.
Because if you're gonna go and trip in the forest, which most people do, some people hiking and stuff. But I think a lot of people go to trip.
Especially the older you get. The older I'm, like, now I'm not trying to break records anymore. Now I'm trying to get really high and just check out this random rock over here. It's
But
pretty cool.
if you're bringing a bunch of fucking shit, you don't know how powerful it is or whatever, you know, and then you go ahead and you everybody's tripping, you're losing friends possibly.
And there's definitely people that have died from tripping
down
too
a
hard,
cliff
and then
or-
they fall off a cliff or they dehydrate. And then the people that work there, they have
they
to
get lost.
Yeah, they have to go and deal with medical emergency services.
So what happened? Well, we all took a bunch of mushrooms and we started wandering around the forest.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people die in the forest not tripping way more often.
Yeah,
very
than they
true.
do.
But the
Gabby
issue,
Petito.
the issue is yes,
Gabby
I thought about
Petito.
Gabby Petito.
Poor dumb bitch.
The issue is though
So
is,
rough.
The issue is though is DMT is still a Schedule 1 drug, so it's still
Man.
federally illegal. That's because it's
Defense
the national
can
and
check my
federal.
balls.
Unfortunately, that's the
war
big
on
issue.
drugs has been lost, man. Drugs
Yeah.
Wars won.
Drugs
Wars
won.
won.
It's just
Actually,
what
war
this-
did win.
Yeah,
War's the real winner here.
cartels. Yeah.
Well, the band War, you know.
Oh,
They're
Cisco Kid was a friend of mine.
Yeah,
Da da da
Low
da.
Rider, yeah.
Oh, bro.
All my friends drive a lowrider.
Slipping into darkness. Or even with Eric Burden, when they did Spill the Wine, that was War and Eric Burden doing that. Shout out to War. Great
That's what I'm
band.
saying.
Great fucking band.
Great band.
That was a band that definitely got white people, got Latinos, blacks, got everyone together. A great band. So anyways, I had no idea that Licking Frogs would lead to the band War, but I like it. So on that, I'm rolling on that.
Would you lick a toad if you found it in the forest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah? Just to see?
No, I would wanna have like a book.
I would make sure
yeah.
I would make sure I know what it is. Just like when we've
like
done
out
mushroom
here,
hunting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like when we have mushroom, I want to know what it is because
All right. Let's say this. Here's a scenario.
That's a mushroom.
You're in the forest, right? 3 different
Take a
toads
picture.
come up to you. One's red, one's yellow, one's blue. Which one do you lick? I'm going for the blue one.
I don't know if it's like those poison tree frogs in South America. I'm not gonna- those were one of the most deadly things out there. That's what they would dip their arrows in and kill everyone else.
Why not? This thing kills. But if you don't die, you trip balls. It's a hard negotiation.
that's an issue with it because depending on the dosage that you lick too little, you just trip balls. Lick too much, you're never.
Yo,
you're dead.
I would laugh my ass off if we were going
Lick
to
the
hang
toad.
Well, if we were going to hang out and some dude just busts out a toad out of his
He's like,
pocket, and he's like, "Who wants one?" And I'm just like, "What do you mean?" And he's
then-
got like toads for everybody.
and then
in
you
his
have
pocket.
a bunch of people just screaming, "Lick the toad! Lick the
no,
toad!"
not even
If somebody
screaming.
started
just a
handing
bunch
out toads, I'd be like,
Just a bunch of people chanting, "Lick the toad!"
You're like, did I already take drugs? What the fuck is going on?
You gotta just lick the toad, bud. What?
Just lick it.
Lick the toad.
Lick it.
That's a good name too.
the toadies.
That's a good band. But lick the toad, maybe. All right. So on to our other one. Other
What
one
was
is
the other one? The wet sprocket. Toad the wet
the
sprocket.
wet
what in the butt is the other option. So you got what in the butt and lick the toad.
I got toad the wet sprocket. I like that one.
All right, we'll see.
Remember what their hit was.
So other one is world news.
Something.
We just had obviously the big prisoner exchange between the
Yeah,
American
Brittany
basketball
Griner.
programmer
We gave
and-
up.
and
we gave up
Victor
a
Bout.
basketball player for
Victor
a fucking
Bout.
arms dealer.
who was definitely a real life
boot
character.
This
Get out
chick better
anyway.
come back and ball,
Bouch.
man.
Victor Bouch was his name.
Boot.
B-A-U-T. Boot, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's the guy that in Lord of War that helped
gave him the
inspire the
boot.
character.
Yeah.
But, anyways, when they're doing the exchange in Abu Dhabi, apparently he wished her good luck. He's like, hey, good luck with life. as they were in the prisoner
man,
exchange.
there's not much you can say. You're walking past
think
somebody.
if anybody in that situation doesn't have anything against each other, it's those two.
Yeah, they have nothing.
They're literally prisoners.
We're
of war.
like, hey, how's it feel to be a pawn? And they're both like,
I'm going home.
Yeah. And he had
Or
already
I'm going to a place where they won't fucking execute me.
and he had
That's
already been in the U.S. for 14 years doing prison times. I'm sure he's like, all right.
well, that's a weird one because, like, I don't think it's great. Like, there's not. I mean, I'm certainly happy Brittany Griner has come back to the U.S. Whatever, but it's just
This guy
everything
did a lot of
around
fucked
it
up shit.
just feels gross and weird.
We lost in the trade.
Yeah.
The fucked up part is that Brittany Griner wasn't a star. She probably would never got detained the way she was.
Yeah, there's some like ex-marine over there being held
For espionage.
Yeah. And Brittany Griner's only like ticket home was that she's a good basketball player.
Yeah.
Like if she was just a regular American citizen, nobody would have gave a fuck. There's still a dude in there that's just an average guy.
Well, there's a Marine that's in there for espionage charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was also a U.S. Olympian gold medalist, so she'd already done that, and she was a big time. She's a WNBA leading center
It was a big thing
for
because
the Phoenix Mercury.
Russia.
And she's one of the gays, and they're really in right now.
Yeah, people love the gays.
She's married to another lady.
That's fun. But
Yeah, I was listening on NPR. Apparently her wife took her name, so apparently
she wears the basketball shorts in that relationship.
I guess so.
But the whole issue I have with the whole Brittany Griner situation is the only reason she got detained as hard as she did was because she was an American citizen and Putin just had invaded Ukraine.
Yep, it was the
And
time.
he was looking to say fuck you to America.
Yeah.
Well,
Her
and
timing was bad.
Another
It was a bad
thing-
time to go to
To be
Russia.
international.
another thing, how fucking hypocritical does the U.S. look with all our fucking people
dude.
in jail for drug shit?
Yep.
And we're like, it's a travesty, that they
travesty.
threw her into jail
Yeah.
for her vape purchase.
Oh, of
It's
course.
like, are you fucking...
We are the
Yeah.
biggest drug buying country, and we have some of the weirdest laws on drugs.
You
You know?
incarcerate more than damn near anybody. I mean, there's countries that.
Well, incarcerating people makes money. It makes money for a state. You
And
know?
then there's some countries that incarcerate everyone or just murder you for if you have drugs. Like the Philippines right now is just like, oh, you're a drug dealer, you're dead. And
I heard a clip of one of the things that Donald Trump is now saying, or at least he said once out loud, which I never liked this anyway. I don't blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But he said that we should start executing drug dealers. I'm like, oh my god.
So let's start with the pharmaceutical
Wow.
companies. I'm talking
Exactly.
CEOs.
Yes.
I'm talking fucking big
Start at the
fucking
top.
pharma. No. And you know why
That
that's
wouldn't
never going to
happen.
happen?
Too much money.
No, there's too many old white dudes that are still in power, man.
well, yeah, too much money too. But
Like
But still,
through
that's a
time
scary
and
thing
well,
for
through
somebody
time
to
and
say.
demographic changes, like this whole fucking
and
stranglehold
Donald
that
Trump
certain
uses a
people
lot of
have.
prescriptions too.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he's
how
an older
would
man.
that-
He takes prescriptions himself.
They want
so.
to talk about not learning from history. How? Like,
Yeah. Yep.
I know it's
Prohibition.
Well, I
Prohibition
know
of the
it's
best
such an
methods.
easy go-to. Like alcohol is one of the most dangerous drugs. It's certainly still ruining lives.
Yep. And the only reason why it is acceptable is because it keeps people stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps you calm enough and dumb enough that you don't act out against the people that are doing things to you.
Cheers to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But no, it's like drinking the Kool-Aid, man. They want you to be just drunk enough and just dumb enough that you won't fight against them, you know? But if you're a
Well,
proactive person in the world,
for sure,
you're fighting
and
against the people that are doing bad things.
I'm certainly not advocating anybody do like meth or whatever, and that's
No.
one of the reasons I think drugs should be
Sure.
legal and make the drugs that people
Yeah,
have
dude,
access
honestly,
to way
like,
safer.
like give the access to the people that have the problem, but make it cleaner, make it fucking more efficient so that these people don't die ridiculously.
In Netherlands, they do that even with heroin.
Yeah.
They'll have
Yeah.
centers that people
Fentanyl's the
know.
biggest problem we have right now.
I mean, and it does suck, and I don't want anybody wasting their lives on drugs, but there's a million different people waste their lives on video games,
Oh,
people
yeah.
waste their lives on pornography,
And it's a
gambling,
choice,
crocheting,
you know what I mean?
whatever.
Because
people have
sometimes
all skills,
the
that's
journey
fine.
in life starts with a derailment. Like, you gotta fuck up to learn, you know?
No.
So, But
point being, drugs are good.
Drugs are good, man, but they have to be used in the proper dosage, and your biochemistry has to be brought into fucking account.
The way we make drugs safer for everybody is make the drugs safer, as in we know what's in them, and have an honest conversation around them and be like, this is what people like about them.
Yep.
Here's the pitfalls.
Here are
that
the
we
negatives
notice.
of it. You know, like cannabis is a really great drug, but it does have some downfalls.
It certainly does, and it's not for everybody. Not every drug is for everybody.
Yeah.
Like I had to get a handle on alcohol. I had a real problem with it for a long time.
I did too, man. Preaching to the choir.
I think that's a
me as well. Me as well too.
Around in this circle, but
it's a theme. It's definitely a theme. But it's so scary how available alcohol is and how much they promote it in music and TV or whatever ads and stuff. They got a new alcoholic beverage everywhere. It's like energy drinks.
Yeah.
No Claws, White Claws, says every drunk white bitch everywhere.
Cacti's, man. Shout out Cacti's, Trevor. Trevor got duped by a hot girl with a shirt.
It'd been a rough day at Lands, all right? Fuck all of you when I bring this up.
Seltzer beer, and Trevor was like, I'll buy it from you, pretty lady.
Yep.
That happens.
Anyways,
the best of us.
I felt so bad I had to go get an Old English like 30 minutes later because I was trying to play guitar and you teased me, old man Chris teased me, like every motherfucker. I had a couple like random neighbor guys.
It was hilarious because when you went back to the store,
the dumbest thing I did for a free girl was buy a shitty beer. I'd be a happy man.
Well, I've done dumber things, but in this case, it was buying that. Anyways, on to the next subject related to drugs. We're talking Chris's Cannabis Corner.
Oh,
what you got, man? Tell us what's going on with the plants.
Plants are doing good. I got my mom. She needs to be de-leafed again. I was thinking about it the other day. Honestly, I should be
de-leafing moms.
Yeah, well, I should be feeding her a little differently because she doesn't need as many nutrients as the plants that are in flower. I got the 6 plants in flower right now. They're in their 3rd week. They're looking good. Some terpene profiles about to be established. There is some gas coming out of it, so it's smelling good, looking good. I got some good tops. The plants did get stressed the other day, though. Ferrari's fault. She came into the room and she played with one of my cords.
Oh, boy.
Knocked the light out in the big tent. So I came home with Amy, and when I came home, the freaking light was out, so I had to figure that out. But you can stress your plants a little bit, especially if they're doing healthy. The problem is everything isn't always perfect. You got to accept that as a person, and as in life, things are going to be imperfect. But overall, the plants are doing well. The buds are coming in good. I need to leaf the mom a little bit and maybe change her feed because she doesn't need to be growing as rapidly as the other ones. But here soon, I'm going to go ahead and probably start looking at finishing these plants and cutting clones off of that mother. Yeah. And I'm going to push the tent because now I know for a fact I'll have all females off of this plant. I'll push the tent to about 10 plants, maybe 11, and see if I can grow a ton of really nice females. And that's the plan. The next turnaround is supposed to be the bigger one, but every single turnaround I've done, I've doubled the amount of plants I had. So I'm going to just hit a point eventually where I'm kind of maxed out, and I just need to find where that max is and then create a grow plan for a specific strain. I'm thinking something small but hardy and maybe just a shorter grower. I have enough room in the tent to go vertical, but I think just growing
maybe like
more,
an indica because they tend to be a little shorter
I think
and
growing
thicker.
more shorter plants but with heavier buds would be the better ticket.
No, that does make sense.
Because I can grow a bigger plant, but sometimes the bigger plants don't always yield the same. And you waste a lot of time trying to grow height,
And I've seen the plants myself when they do get close to the light. It obviously does burn them a little bit.
Well, the LED is really good for that. It doesn't burn the plants that much, but it gives them enough heat that it stresses the top.
It's a hell of a light. I remember the first time Chris and I turned it on, we just let the sun went off real quick, or someone just decided to just start welding without letting anyone know, like, oh, fuck, like it was bright.
It's a thing first thing in the morning when you wake up.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like the sun.
Well, I get up at 5 or so, and I start rolling around getting coffee and making food for the plants.
And then about 5:30, 5:45.
About 6:15 or so, they turn on.
Yeah.
But that whole time,
when I'm getting ready.
if you get up at 6:30, some mornings I just get up at 6:30 when they're supposed to go on and turn them on. It's pretty fucking blinding. Don't stare directly into the light.
Whether it's a grow light, welding in the sun, any bright thing. Oh.
We're looking at pet
Nice.
pictures, folks. It's real cute stuff.
I mean, he's got a brand new puppy.
He's got a kitty on his lap.
He's got a kitty that
He's got some pussy in his lap.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Sona likes Ferraris. I'm sure she won't be too jealous.
How's she doing?
Donna's doing great.
Yeah,
She's working at the United Way now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still doing the fundraising thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She's
That's what I know
I
she
don't know.
specializes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, she basically does what the poor people on the street do, but
Yeah.
she does it for an office, a non-profit.
Ask people to.
She asks
stop
rich
and
people to give
money.
her their money. Give
Yeah.
me my money.
Everybody always
We're
needs
gonna-
more money.
Yeah. No, she
You know what
does.
they say? More money, more issues.
More money,
She
more problems.
is part of a office world that I have never
yes.
part of. I don't pretend to
Offices are
understand.
strange.
They are
It's a strange place.
But none of us are office workers, so we
Well,
don't
I think
know.
some people feel more comfortable in shops or like doing certain types of jobs, and some people feel comfortable sitting behind a keyboard and answering a phone and chatting and stuff like that. I don't like to talk at work. I really do very little talking. I'm more about what am I doing right now, because I'm working with saws and stuff. I have to be careful.
Yeah.
So, if I'm focused on what I'm doing, I'm not getting hurt. But the second I turn away to talk or do some dumb shit real quick, it's always when I get a splinter or a nail or something. Fuck that.
Shit happens.
Yeah, but if it can be prevented,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You
At-
try to be proactive.
In my job
against that
too,
shit.
I also use a lot of dangerous tools, and I
Keeping an eye on shit.
When I'm like using the wire wheel, or there's certain tools I use, like, or when I'm cutting something, even like I have to cut a box with a razor. I've seen a lot of people just cut themselves accidentally. That's a big one. Just people cutting a box.
Oh, dude.
A lot of people.
I cut my hand
even
open
at
with a
construction
box.
jobs.
A
we
nice
would-
razor slice.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a good razor too, man. A fresh one.
I remember-
you bleed so much.
I remember
It's
even
so
at the
annoying.
construction site, we're using all these dangerous tools. This guy would climb up using nail guns. You know what fucks him up? We get a package delivered and opens it with a knife and cuts himself on the job site. And I'm like, God damn it!
I saw a
Wait,
dude.
So you gotta be wary of just cutting things.
Were you there when I shot a staple through
Yeah,
my
it was
finger?
when I joined.
Yeah.
The day I joined, he shot himself a staple gun. I was like, when I started, and I remember I was like, what's with this guy? And like, shot himself a staple gun. I'm like, damn. Yeah, that was before we became friends, but that
There
was like
was,
my first day.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, you're good.
Hello.
Anyway,
Hey,
folks.
can I give you a call back in a little bit?
Oh yeah,
Huh?
definitely.
I'll call
Anyway,
you back in a little bit, okay?
so we could talk
Okay, I'll call you
about
tomorrow.
the album review.
You check that out.
That was the day I joined.
Oh yeah, staple.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
There's the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Right
The
straight through it.
The safety guy who we all call Safety Douche, who is this giant pumpkin looking man named Brandon, who we all hated. He was never happy when he actually had
was
to help.
annoyed.
Whenever he actually had to help someone, it's like, all right, now you got to do a little extra paperwork, but that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
your job is.
No,
and he was,
that's what it is.
but he would always belittle people. I'd watch
Well,
how
some people are assholes.
he was an asshole.
That guy
That
was the worst.
Yeah.
that guy
Like,
was
you
that
just
guy
have
was
a
friend.
staple shot through your
Yep.
finger. I'm gonna be a dick to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I,
Even
uh,
if it's completely my fault.
On my
which it
second
was.
day, at this job,
Shit happens.
the second day at this job, I was putting a box together and I hit a knot and the staple went sideways outside. The knot exploded and I was holding my thumb
He's doing
there.
a similar job to
Yeah,
Longman's right
it's
now.
it's fucking cutting wood and putting boxes together, basically.
It's fine.
But when the staple exploded, it went sideways, and my thumb was right there, and it just punctured into the thumb, and I just felt it, and I was like, ah. I slid my thumb back, and I was like, all right, well, that's gonna bleed. And then I fucking took the nail and I clipped it down, or the staple, I clipped it down and I beat it in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just trying not to bleed on anything. You know, that's like the whole deal.
That is just something with woodworking.
I've always
experience.
been
Knots of wood, always a fucking X factor.
Well, for the injuries that I've sustained in like jobs and in life, I've been very fucking lucky, man. There's a guardian angel or something on my ass.
I got sent to the hospital. Well, that was an immediate care, so I guess that doesn't count. But I dislocated my shoulder when I was working at FedEx.
Ouch.
And one time
What season was it? Was it holiday?
Because those guys work hard on holidays. I've seen those guys run red lights during holidays.
It was wintertime, but I was just pushing one of the cans off of one roll rack onto another.
Okay.
And it was wet. And I was pushing with all my weight behind it as hard as I could, and it was wet.
Yeah.
And it was metal, so my hand slipped
out,
and my shoulder just went
boom.
All my force just went
into your arm. Yeah. No, it sucks, man. I've seen a lot of people dislocate their shoulders in wrestling. We had this one dude that...
Yeah, I had wrestling too. I'd see that.
We popped his arm in almost every match, and we popped his arm in practice constantly. Yeah. He just had a bad shoulder, and he was a great wrestler, but he knew how to deal with it so well because he was used to it.
Yeah.
But it was so scary because every time it happened, you were like, well, was this the time it's not going to go back in? Or, like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mine's popped out probably close to a dozen times.
Yep.
And all but, 2, I put it back in myself.
Yeah, see, sometimes it's easier to do it yourself, but every once in a while you get a weird one where it's just like, we can't do it. You have to go to the hospital.
That one time I did go to the hospital was how I got to experience morphine.
Oh, and baby, I like it raw.
Well,
baby,
that's how I know you
Drippy
don't.
Drip.
You don't just get addicted immediately because,
yeah, there's a taste for it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, morphine. Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, morphine.
So amazing.
You wonder why people OD, man. You wonder why people OD.
But you know how many times I've gone out to try to find morphine since the time they gave me at the hospital? 0. I never once.
No, it's so funny.
Tried to get it.
I had to go to... When I almost died of heat exhaustion on fire, they gave me morphine when they rehydrated me. And yeah, it was... Woo! I felt like one of those hawks flying 1,000 feet above the camp. I'm like, man, I feel good. And there was like a cowboy movie in the background. And then there was this hot black chick that had been my boss. She was there rubbing my chest.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, how you doing? And then when I asked her about it, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she ended up cheating on her boyfriend with another guy on a different crew. But it was the whole thing. But yeah, morphine's great. Yeah. And that's why I want to stay away from it. And I was a caregiver for a guy that was addicted to morphine. And he would scream sometimes at 3 a.m. I'd have to drive him to the hospital for morphine. And he had cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
So he couldn't wipe his own ass. So I had to help him out all the time. And he was an ordinary guy. The problem was he was a drug addict, and he also liked porn. So it'd be really weird when a naked, crippled man is watching porn, and then all he could do for talk was go, ooh, ooh. Yeah. And at one time, his name was Mike, and he went, ooh, and he looked at his penis. He had his little penis, the little old man with his little penis. He's like, oh, and he nodded to his penis, and he had some porn on, and it was like a three-way going on.
Trevor,
and he literally nodded at me. And I asked him, I was like, Mike, do you want me to grab that fucking thing? And he's like, yeah. And I went, no. And I slammed the door and he just cried. Oh, True story. I never told. He just cried. This man was just on the ground crying.
Trevor's lying. He jerked that guy off.
No, I did not jerk this guy.
That dude off.
I did not jerk the man off.
He was True story. I feel bad for you here, Mike. It's okay.
But the point is, he liked morphine. And one time I was sitting next to a gangbanger that had been stabbed. Yeah. And he's like, I've been stabbed. Why are you here? I'm like, my guy really likes morphine. He's like, oh, that's cool, cuz. He's straight up my gangbanger been stabbed, is bleeding right next to me at the ear. I'm like, this is cool.
I've never had morphine, but the best drug they ever gave me at the hospital was Xanax. Because I was having panic attacks.
We all like drugs.
Well, one time I went in and I had done too much coke, and my heart wouldn't stop racing. And it felt like I was sprinting, but I was sitting still.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
crap.
But he was in Florida.
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
But it was Well, I did like 6 grams in a night, man. It was fucking stupid.
That's a lot of
I was trying to be Scarface.
Damn.
Fucking
Test our limits, bro.
But when I got there, they gave me liquid Ativan. So Xanax and liquid Ativan have been my best friends in jail, in hospitals. Liquid Ativan slows your heart rate down and it makes you want to nod the fuck out, which is real nice. And Xanax just calms me the fuck down. But that's why I use cannabis, so I don't have to use the fucking opioid
out to
and
weed.
shit. Yeah, because cannabis gives me the tiniest bit of anxiety, but it gives me the ability to deal with my other issues.
Yeah, no, little anxiety's not bad.
Exactly, versus having
it's
a
weird
panic
if you
attack.
don't have a tiny bit of anxiety.
Exactly.
Like, you have all your problems figured out, bro?
Yeah, that's a weird one. No, and I think having a little bit of anxiety with cannabis is definitely worth the payoff of not having a panic attack.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's another thing, like, and for sure, yes, it's a great, amazing idea to try to get your anxiety down.
Yeah.
And all that shit. But giving people the idea that they should never feel anxious, like,
Yeah.
part of it is
Life
it's not
should
just
be pushing you a
it's
little
not
bit.
just not it's not having anxiety, it's having manageable levels of anxiety and having good ways of managing the
Exactly.
anxiety
Healthy
that you are
ways
gonna
of
have.
dealing with
Let
it.
me pack a new ball.
Because what ends up happening is, you reach a point where your mental state isn't able to deal with it anymore, and your body starts changing dependent on that. Like I had never had a panic attack until I was like 25 or something. But when it started, it was like, all right, now this is a thing in my life.
Yeah.
So learning how to manage it and learning how to deal with, the anxiety, like with breathing and stuff like that.
I know.
Little
'cause
tiny things, man.
I always want to shit on people because there's so many people out there whining about their anxiety. I want to
for
shit
real,
on
man.
them too.
It's so
and
ridiculous.
it's so annoying, and I want to shit on them
Yep.
even more. But I
think a lot of people use it as an excuse.
There's too many, and they're
Yeah.
not doing anybody with real problems
No.
any favors, and they're
Not at all.
probably not doing themselves any
No,
favors.
because they work themselves up more than anything. They're like, my anxiety. And what do you think happens when you do that? You're fucking
You work
working
up your
yourself
anxiety.
up.
But I can't pretend it's not a thing because
Yeah.
I had a fucking panic attack one
yeah.
time, and
Oh,
god
yeah.
damn it,
Oh yeah.
They're
Once
real.
you have one, it's so weird. You're like, holy shit, that's what anxiety is.
that's
I
what
had one too
anxiety-
before, and it is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And it's just like your mind is trying to calm yourself down, but the thought of calming yourself down is working yourself up a little bit. And
I
feel
force
like it's-
myself to lay down.
Well, I feel like it's the feeling
just
that
lay
like
down.
you get when you're on a roller coaster and you're waiting for it to start, but it's not going. You know what I mean? Like you're fucking anxious as shit, but nothing's happening.
Or you're on a roller coaster that won't stop, and you're just like, fuck.
Well, then you're on highs and lows more.
Yeah.
No.
That's like bipolar disorder. Life's a roller coaster, folks, and at the end there's no track.
But there's a creepy clown there at the end.
He takes your picture.
Takes your picture, then you have to solve a crime with Scooby-Doo and the gang.
Damn it, old man Witherspoon! I knew it was you.
What do you got in way to for you meddling kids? Your fucking dog. Well, real quick, album review. So, I don't think I've done this artist, but if I had, deal with it. But yeah, Red Fang. It's a band that you and I both saw.
Good band,
Great band. We saw them live. And
regional band.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're from the Portland area, but they're really good. I've showed you them before. The self-titled album, 2009.
Videos too.
And they have really good,
Nice.
funny videos. And Pre-Store Dog, which is about a giant dog that just rips people apart. But I say dog. But the music video is really funny. It makes fun of people that are doing LARPing, live action role playing thing, and then they make fun of them. Then they make all these suits out of beer cans and fight them. And then
Yeah.
the kids take out real weapons and murder them. It's pretty crazy.
Whoa.
But
Stuff.
it's a good album. It's like more like 40 minutes. I just like really fast paced stoner rocks. Imagine like definitely Black Sabbath influence for sure.
Right?
So like faster, heavier, younger version of Black Sabbath.
Faster,
Really,
heavier, younger,
yeah.
stronger,
but yeah, Red Fang, check them
Fangier.
out.
fangier.
They are
redder.
great live.
A little bit more red.
So the last one, if you want to do one more quick topic, we can talk about the Special Olympics. Yeah, real
We
quick.
got a little less than a minute. Maybe we'll save that topic for
okay.
the next time.
Talk about it next time, folks.
Because we'll get too into that one.
Well,
Why
that's
don't
true.
you grab the
I
old
get jokes.
guitar and we'll get moseying.
But yeah, we for announcements, we're uploaded up to this 63.
Yeah, we're about to upload this one here probably this week. Yep. Hopefully I get some time. Maybe I'll do it. But yeah, folks, go check out Two Lonely Boys in a Canoe podcast. Thank you for being here, Jeff.
Sit, Uber, sit.
Good dog. All right.
You want to lead or you want me
to? You got it.
Okay.
Alrighty, we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Later, everybody. Thanks again, Jeff, for joining us. Later.